Today I went to Botanical Gardens and there was a free concert in town, which was kind of interesting. I like the singer. There was a singer act there, but yeah, I was thinking about how today I've been thinking about lots of things. I'm just going to talk about it. The Andrew Tate thing has been on my mind, which is it's just hilarious. The more I find out about him, the more just contradictions that I see. He goes on about how like some of the things that he was saying against women, which some of the things he was saying about his own girlfriend, a girl that he's been with for like 6 years ever since she was like 15, saying that girls aren't smart. This girl is so stupid. She can't even give a blowjob. Like that was like so belittling towards women, and it's absolutely vile. And yet he would reveal that actually he spent the first year of this webcam business, sex webcam business, pretending to be a woman. So he's insulting women, but he was insulting women by saying that women are so stupid that they can't type. You have to do everything for them, including type. And then it was just like, well, you're confessing that you spent a year pretending to be a woman to get money off people by pretending to be a woman by having sex chat with them. I mean, that is the most gayest thing you can do. He insults gay people and saying that gays shouldn't exist almost, and yet he is the one that's pretending to be a woman to have sex conversations with other males. And he was doing this because he just thinks that all males must do this because women are too stupid, weak, they can't type. And just to clump all women together, he's obviously found some brain dead bitches who like being called bitches. So he's so rude towards them, and I don't understand how anyone could know about his insults and be like, oh, he's calling me a bitch. That's why are you with him? Why are you working for him? And then just confronting about seriously that the level. I could go through that video and just say how revolting this kind of character is, but I feel like whoever's helped him must know this. There's a lot of people that like to look up to the wrong kind of people. Now, there's also a lot of people that like to insult other rich people who just have mild characteristics of some of the characteristics that this guy has. But they would, support a guy like this. Whoever is supporting a guy like this has got to be really, really sick, to just say things. What's he done wrong? He's guilty and he's innocent until proven guilty. And it's just like, you just need to look at the videos and see how he acts towards women and the behavior that he has. And it's like he insults women, but he's actually also insulting men too, because he's tricking men and he's getting money off men and pretending to be a woman to do that. And it's just, I don't think he has any clue how much of a mess he is. But at the same time, I feel like, I wonder if there's a lot of these guys. Are there a lot of these guys that are just so arrogant, so full of pride, and you can just kind of like easily con them into thinking, oh, we'll do a £8 million deal with you, and we'll give you £8 million, and you'll make all these videos, be as open as you want about your beliefs, but of course, if you start getting in trouble with the government or something, they might start taking all your stuff away. So because of that, you have to put all your properties and put all your cars, put it in my name, so that if they try and arrest you or whatever, they can't take it away. When really, maybe he's actually just been tricked the whole time. Like that would be kind of funny to give someone £1 million contract, provide to make lots of videos where they just insult women and insult just be a complete arsehole. But the contract is actually saying that anything we give you, you have to put it in our name for your protection. But really, maybe the plan is just to give him a sort of false sense of I'm rich, when really, if everything is in other people's name, then technically all the cars, all the stuff can just be stripped away from him, because I bet someone like that, someone with that much arrogance and that much pride would easily fall for a scam like that. We'll give you all of this money providing you put it in our name, but of course you're doing it for your sake, not my sake. We'll give you a platform, we'll give you fame, we'll give you this, when really everything he's saying is just a mockery to himself, and he's just actually exposing just how awful some people are. I think a lot of people would insult the Epstein Island. Oh, I'm not as bad as the Epstein Island. And then just like, well, what were they actually doing? As far as I was concerned, it was just a normal massage group that had rich people, and rich people like to offer lots of money for extras, and that's kind of a very normal thing. And if you know if the girls want the money and then the guys want to offer the money for extras, well, that's what you would expect. It's nothing it's not unordinary behavior, but some of the things that Andrew Tate says, it is unordinary. It's unordinary to just be so disgusting towards women, and to disgusting towards your wife, and how you say things and how you treat things. And then this hustlers university that he created, which is teaching men how to be pimps, and be proud of being pimps, so they can what, scam people, and pretend, get a bunch of dumb hot girls to pose as like some sort of actor, and then get a bunch of guys who think they're better than everyone else to have gay sex chat, whilst whilst hating gay people, whilst they're the ones that are having the gay sex. I think a lot of gays will be involved in that. I'm a gay guy, but I'm a little bit embarrassed about being gay, so I'll use a girl as a model, and then just have gay chats with lots of other men, and the other men think they're talking to the model. I don't know. It is a bit of a scam, but I think it's funny, considering he seems to hate gay people and hate women, and yet the only way he can get money off these kind of chats is if he pretends to be a woman. So, he's insulting women, but at the same time, these guys believe that he's a woman. Why? Because he's acting and behaving and talking like a woman. If you're having hourly long conversations with people whilst pretending to be a woman, they're doing that because they are convinced that you are a woman. So for him to have so much hatred towards women whilst pretending to be a woman, okay, I think he might have stopped that after a while and got other people to do this, the typing. I feel like he did that for a year, and then as soon as he realised that he could just have lots and lots, and just build up a business, and just be the one that makes the money, and get lots of stupid, both men and women, he's confusing stupid women with stupid, by saying that all women are the same. And I think some of these women are very gullible. And the thing is, one of the things that actually annoyed me was that he said that women can't do this kind of stuff. Men have to do this, and it's just like, so these women are selling themselves. But when you're selling yourselves, you feel kind of like, are my tits big enough? Am I pretty enough? You feel subconscious. And this has got nothing to do with not them being stupid. It's just got them not being so arrogant. If you're trying to sell yourself, sometimes it is hard to sell yourself. Why? Because you put yourself short. And people with huge amounts of arrogance, like he does, don't have a difficulty selling themselves, because they have absolutely no problem with lying, boasting, exaggerating how smart they are, exaggerating their abilities. And that's not smartness. That's just being a gross arrogant person that's incredibly arrogant. And then to take women who aren't arrogant and say that the reason why they can't sell themselves is because they're stupid, rather than just say, actually, because they're just not arrogant prats like I am. Everything about him is just has kind of wound me up completely. But I think it's horrible to think that he might have actually had a good life for the last few years. I think that's absolutely awful to think that someone as horrible as him could have a good life. But yeah, if he has just been tricked into thinking that he's superly rich, we'll give you all this money, we'll give you a platform, we'll give you lots of fame, all the stuff, we'll give you cars, and we'll give you houses, and we'll give you all this, on the condition that everything's in our name. And then he falls for it, and then really he thinks that he's rich and stuff, when really they're just using him to just get him, because there's so much out there. There's so much out of him confessing what a prat he is, whilst not realizing that he's, if you're just making videos where you just insult women, insult guys, if you're making a platform of just insulting lots and lots of people, whilst claiming how intelligent you are, I think you're actually just exposing how stupid you are. And I think a lot of things that he said, I would love to make a video where I just analyze it and insult it, but I feel like he's such, there's so many people that now hate him, that he can't be serious enough to think that his behavior and his attitude and his ways are actually working and actually getting as actually a smart thing to do, because it's not smart. And some of the teachings he has is just completely wrong. And so to think that he's got a whole army, but at the same time, if the point of promoting people like that is to he is a big arrogant prat, but he's not calling himself that, but we know he's that. But let's find out who his fans would be. Why? Because his fans are obviously going to be people that are like him, and also big arrogant prats that don't care about anyone else whilst thinking that they do care about any other people. I there was someone on. I was having a small chat with some of the people that on that video that I made where people were posting, and I asked them, name one thing that he, that's positive about him, and they said respect. He doesn't respect anyone. How can you say that the one positive thing about him is he respects? He has no respect for women, no respect for his wife, no respect for the people he works with, no respect for the people that he cons out of money, no respect for himself even, because he doesn't analyze his own behavior. He just is too busy insulting other people's behavior that he wouldn't dare criticize himself to think, is this really the right decision? So, it'd be funny if he made some sort of contract where he can get so much money providing nothing's in his name, and then to just have everything just kind of ripped away from him after you've got all the. It'd be funny if there has a small group of these people where you just try and expose how bad people can be if they believe that what they're saying is, really supported and loved. I mean, it must be supported and loved for him to have a bunch of followers and stuff. But yeah, I think someone also there's something else that there was someone that said that they preferred the American presidential system because it means that someone new can come in there and change everything. Whereas in England, someone new can't just come in. You have to first be elected to join a sort of party of 200, and then you have to sort of make your way up through the party. I prefer that because I feel like it's a much more safer plan. But I think the difference is that America, there's a lot of terrible mad people in America. I mean, Christianity is a religion for mad people. If you take Christianity seriously and not just using it as some sort of, I love Christmas and I love the traditions, if I'm not talking about cultural Christians, I'm talking about if you're a strong Bible believing Christian, you're insane. And there's a lot of religious people in America. So I feel like that's a reflection on how many insane people there are. You can see those churches where people get possessed by the Holy Spirit and they start shaking and everyone believes them, and and there's the mega churches where just mindless people just give huge amounts of money to the church because they think that by giving money to the church they can somehow get it all back because they're giving to God by giving to their preacher, which is like, that's not God. Why are you giving all your money to your preacher? But I don't know, there's I think the reason why the presidential ways are different, the prime minister versus president, is because I think in America a lot of things need to change. £10,000 or £7,000, which is $10,000 to have a child. I mean, that is ridiculous considering all you do is you lie in a bed and you wait until the contractions get nearer and nearer. You don't need a bunch of doctors, you don't need surgery, you just need to lie in a bed and wait till this happens, and then the baby comes out. Okay, there might be like a 20-minute warm-up of, is it coming out? No, it isn't. Yes, it is. There might be like a 20-minute sort of but after it's done, then that's it. You just lie in a bed. So why is it charging £10,000 a night or £7,000, $10,000 a night? I mean, the most expensive hotel in the world wouldn't charge that. So why are hospitals this much? I know they have staffing, so they need to, but a lot of these rooms, you don't even get your own room in some of these places. You're expected to be in like a room with like 4 other people or something. I mean, maybe this person that said it was 10,000, maybe she did go for a more private suite. Maybe she went for a more expensive hotel or a more luxury hotel, but I mean, not luxury hospital and stuff. But I think there's something wrong. I mean, especially if you've spent the last 20 years preventing people from having abortions, and yet the second they give birth, you force them to pay £10,000 just to give birth to something they didn't even want to give birth to in the first place, and they were only giving birth because they were forced to, and then to have to take months off to look after the child. And I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why you would do that, but I don't understand why anyone in America would want to have sex if they're on a low budget or if they're on a low salary and they have to spend £10,000 just to use a hospital room for 24 hours. I mean, that's absolutely insane. Something is definitely wrong with the hospital system. I mean, either you just don't care about your people and you're hoping they all have home births and you're hoping the babies all die. I mean, maybe that's an option, which probably isn't such a bad option because America is it's not nice to be a poor person in America, and I think because the bus service is pretty shit over there, and stuff like this, um, yeah, I think a lot of things in America need to change. That the problem is, I'm thinking why is when I say America, I'm sure this is the same all over the world, but in England it's definitely very different. We have free healthcare here and stuff, and there's some things that should be free. If someone spikes your drink and you pass out, and then hospital takes you to hospital and you just spend the night working it off, something like that should be free. You don't need doctors, you don't need help, you just need somewhere safe to stay, and you shouldn't be expected to pay hundreds of pounds just to stay in a bed. These hospitals are massive, they can house loads of people, and I know they're expensive to run, but um, you know if you go in there unconscious, and all you need is just to sleep it off, basically, you shouldn't be charged for things like that, especially if your drink was spiked and it's not even your fault. And then pregnancy is, I guess, is a similar kind of thing, like, some people didn't even deliberately get themselves pregnant. It just happened, like an accident happened or something, and to think that you'd get charged so much for so little. Surgery is a more complex thing, and more can go wrong. I suppose a lot can go wrong with a birth too, but um, yeah, just thinking about things like this, I think the reason why the systems, the president versus prime minister, the reason why the UK and America are different systems, because I feel like it shows that actually someone needs to come into America and just change a lot of things. But the problem is you can't change it right now, and I think the main problem is, I was walking around Birmingham today, and the people looked terrible. A huge number of them looked miserable, depressed, a bit mentally ill. A lot of them was mentally ill. There's a lot of Asians in America, and I mean in Birmingham, a lot of Asians and coloured, but it's very low class in Birmingham. The standard in Birmingham is, it's almost like the worst people in England have all come to Birmingham. That's kind of how Birmingham feels. So it's not very nice walking around Birmingham, which is why I prefer to stay in the house, because walking around Birmingham is not particularly, it's not something I would recommend. Walking around a park in Birmingham might be fine, but not the city really. It's a bit depressing. And the thing is, though, America is a bit like that. That the citizens, from what I saw when I went to Hollywood, that a lot of the citizens, not all, but a lot of the citizens are just people that look like they've got mental ill problems, or people that don't look like they really. There was I did a walk today, this morning, and someone had left a big bag of baby clothes, and I took out a couple of things because I was thinking some of this stuff looks quite nice, and I found a really nice Simba trousers. I had the tags on, they were brand new, and there was two coats, one with Mickey Mouse all over it, and the other one with like something like space rockets all over it, and it was really nice stuff. And then two chavs kind of walked past me, but like, you tramp. And it's like, what? This is actually, if you actually looked at it, you would actually, and if you had a child and you walked past this, okay, a lot of people might just see it as junk, but one, it's littering, it shouldn't be here anyway. I actually picked up the bag and went to put it by the roadside, because people are more likely to drive past, see it, and then maybe take it to a charity shop. If they've got a car, I don't have a car, I couldn't carry that stuff. There was a lot of it. There was a big bag full of clothes. And most of it was stuff I couldn't use because it was too small. My sister's child is now L3, about 6 months, and I think it was more up to 12 months. But yeah, there was a lot that was for very very small stuff. So, but still, it was stuff that would be fine in a charity. If it was in a charity shop, they would easily sell, because a lot of it looked good. Only some things were new. But yeah, there was nothing wrong with it. And then just think that someone would come past and just call you a tramp when you're actually, one, tidying up the area, because this bag of stuff shouldn't be on a pathway that you can only walk, or it should be by the road. If you're going to dump something, leave it by a road, so that way people can walk past, see it, and not just hide it in some sort of long grass, on some random path where no one can see it. So but yeah, gonna wash the coats and stuff. I didn't get too much, but it was people's attitudes are wrong, and in Birmingham particularly, I think there's a lot of chavs that don't see things from a realistic perspective. It's secondhand clothes aren't great, but if the secondhand clothes are in good condition and are quite nice, then there's nothing wrong with looking at it. But yeah, um, it's just small things like that just make me think that these people are stupid. If it's a bag full of rubbish, then yeah, of course that's not good to go through that. But if it's a bag full of baby clothes, some of them actually still brand new with tags on, then it's not the same thing. But just assume that it's rubbish when you don't know. Anyway, um, and and what else? Got a new top, which is this one, and I've also bought a new strap top as well. I was thinking I love strap tops, but I don't have any interesting strap tops. So, um, I got, yay! I like my strap tops. I was thinking of actually getting another strap top on eBay, but having a printout saying either I am the devil. So if I go to if I do the thing where I go up on like some um, United Nations conference or something, and I could have and I have a T-shirt. I'll have a T-shirt saying "I am the devil" written on it, and then I can shake hands with all the leaders and then just kind of like be like, "Hey, yes, I'm the one world leader," with the big "I am the devil" written on it. But yeah, it'd probably be better if I actually have "I am God" written on it and see what happens. Well, what would happen if I walked down Birmingham's with a T-shirt saying "I am God" written on it? And I could even make it a bit more specific, the real Christ. Yes, I don't think anyone would take it seriously, and I don't think anyone would really care, and it's a bit annoying.